Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and President Donald Trump has an interesting holiday greeting, an interesting Christmas greeting for President Joe Biden and some others. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, please visit that address in the lower right-hand corner. It's youtube.com/@explainamerica. And hit subscribe absolutely free. It really helps us out. President Donald Trump, or President-elect Donald Trump, he is not one to mince words. And every Christmas he does this same thing. He gives this same message or similar message. Merry Christmas to everyone, including my enemies. And then he goes on to list his enemies and what they've done and why they stink. And it's kind of hilarious. But this one not so hilarious. See, he hit at Greenland. He hit at Canada. You know, he hit at the Panama Canal, all important things. And we'll get into at a later time, another video, God willing, why the Panama Canal is actually so important and is a national security concern, with China exerting influence over that canal. But the part where he really got into it is he said go to hell to the people who had their death row sentences commuted by President Biden. I agree. I don't, God is the final judge, and that's that. And I don't know what's in the hearts of these people, but I know the heinous crimes they committed. And I don't know how I feel about the death penalty. I've said this before. I just don't know. And I think you really don't know unless, God forbid, it hits you, and it affects you personally. And I pray that never happens to me, to you, to anybody. But be that as it may, juries and judges sentenced these people to that punishment for a reason. And with the stroke of his pen, President Biden undid that. And these were some horrific crimes. I know why the president is furious, President-elect is furious, because I'm furious, and you're probably furious. I want you to watch this clip of the media freaking out about it, having a meltdown about it. And then let me know what you think in the comments.
Have done this. When he talks about saying he's going to walk away, I think a lot of that is signals to Putin on how things are going to be. And I think he's trying to say that it's going to be a very different moment when he comes into office. And I think he does believe that he's going to be able to make change over there through negotiations rather than having to invest all the money that we've had to invest over time. But it does seem now that there is a change in direction here, that he is looking and might support Ukraine more than we expected him to.
All right. Speaking of tough language or mean-spirited, depending on how you see it, Donald Trump's annual Christmas message focused on grievances. He started yesterday saying Merry Christmas to the radical left lunatics, then went on to criticize Biden's commuted death sentences, saying about the inmates, I refuse to wish a Merry Christmas to those lucky souls, but instead will say, go to hell. That was his Christmas message. President-elect Donald Trump says he will direct the Department of Justice also to vigorously pursue the death penalty after that pardon from Joe Biden by almost all, less than 37 of the 40 federal death row inmates. I'm curious to you, Matt, the law dictates what offenses are eligible for the death penalty. So what do you think this means?
I don't think it means anything. He doesn't understand what the law dictates pretty much on any topic, certainly around the death penalty, where there are very strict rules about which crimes are eligible for the death penalty. But I do think it means that he is going to bring it back the way he did in his first term. Remember, most death row inmates are in state prison, not federal prison. Right. Most executions happen at the state level. But under Trump, there were executions in the federal system. Biden paused those, and we're going to be back to killing people as a matter of state policy at the federal level. I think it is of a piece with the kind of campaign he ran, which was about retribution and being tough, and I think he views the death penalty as part of that.
Lee Carter, Matt Bennett, thank you both so much for coming on. And I know it's a holiday week, and you could have been doing a whole